This is Mauri Andrini, and today we're going to talk about the most beautiful paddle shots we have in this racket sport. Forehands and backhands ground strokes. All of the paddle shots are very short in the preparation, as because the sport of paddle is a sport of unforced errors. So the less unforced errors you do, the better player you become. The return of the serve is the very first shot you play after your opponent's serve. So make sure that the ball goes in. That is the first tip to consider. Don't try to aim corners, angles, or even play lobs, because it's a shot that sometimes we think that is very easy, but it's not that easy. Try to shorten the distance between when the ball bounces in front of you and try to hit the ball back to your opponents above the net, and that will be enough to start rolling the point. When you're defending, sometimes happens that the ball comes a little bit quicker. Thanks God, in paddle we have the backwells. The shots of the backwell are very usual in the sport of paddle, as because sometimes the ball comes a little bit quicker, allowing us a little bit more time available to hit the ball back to your opponent's side, so you can prepare the racket before the ball reaches the backwell in order to get a little bit more control and then play any of the shots that we're going to talk straight after the shot of the backwell. For example, the lob. The lob is one of the most important shots we have in the sport of paddle, and likely another sport, for example, like tennis, that you play the lob under pressure. In paddle, we play the lob as an offensive shot. If the lob is correct, it's going to be a very good shot. But if it's not correct, be careful, because your opponent can hit you with a smash. The backwells can be also used as a backwell boast. When you are in an emergency game situation, for example, you are not at the proper position and the ball is going away from you, you can reach the ball and play the shot off the backwell, backwell boast, and the backwell will help you a lot to get that ball back and then recover your position and start the point again at some point, because in paddle, as I always say, it's a sport of unforced errors that you can build the point step by step. So even if you're in an emergency game situation, whenever you hit the ball back, if you recover your position, for sure you can start again playing the same point and make it longer. Longer rallies will make you better players. There is one shot which is very special and unique for paddle, which is called Chiquita. Chiquita means little in the Spanish language, and so we play chiquitas, which is a shot that you play from the back or from the net, but down to your opponent's feet, in order that you create this angle, down, so your opponents have to hit the ball from low to high, so then you can attack with the next coming shot, or at least put your opponents under some pressure by putting the ball down to their feet so they don't have the chance to attack. When we go forward to the net, we have volleys, like in tennis or any other racket sport. We have forehand volley, backhand volley, more offensive, more defensive kind of volleys. But in paddle, we have also a unique shot, which is called bandeja. Bandeja means tray, yes, a tray. But the bandeja shot is a steady shot. Think about, as I told you in the beginning, that the lob, when they play the lob, if the lob is correct, it's an offensive shot. So the bandeja is a defensive one. So make sure that you prepare your bandeja, you prepare your shot, play a steady shot in order to reach the net position again with that beautiful bandeja shot. If the lob comes a little bit easier, you can go for a vibora. The vibora is a snake, yes, in Spanish language, is a snake. And the vibora shot is much more offensive than the bandeja. It's a shot that you play with a little bit of side spin, and you try to create that motion of the backwells and sidewell in order to put your opponents under much more pressure, because the lob they play wasn't as good as they expected to be. And if it's not as good as they expect it to be, so then you can also choose to play a smash. Of course, tennis players love this shot. You can smash a lot, and make sure that your smash is properly at the right moment, because otherwise your opponents can reach that shot and you will be under pressure at the net. But the smash is one of the most common shots as well for tennis players, but in paddle we use it a lot, a little bit less than bandejas, for example, because as I told you before, the sport of paddle is more tactical than technical, more about unforced errors. The one who goes and plays the smashes from everywhere can lose points to the net, can lose points because their opponents reach the shot of the backwell. So make sure you use the smashes at the right moment, as well as the drop shots. We have drop shots like in other racket sports as well, but the drop shots in paddle are very exclusive shots, I would say, because we don't use it a lot. But when we use it, we don't try to play the shot very, very close to the net, otherwise it's going to be too risky. We try to play drop shots a little bit away from the net, like 1-2 meters, in order to put your opponents under some pressure coming forward, or sometimes as well to win the point. That's what everyone wants to do, win points, and here we are to help you out.